What is going on, guys? I've got another voiceover video for you today. I'm stepping into a 12 Cinderbrew. Similar video as last time. I'm just going to kind of give you guys my mental thoughts as I'm walking through a dungeon. At the end of the video, I will show you my details breakdown so you can see how my damage is spread throughout this key, and then also just some like general tips and tricks for the Cinderbrew key that we DKs can kind of utilize and help our team out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get into it. All right, hopping into just this kind of easy Cinderbrew here with another voiceover, just so you guys can kind of follow along and see what I'm doing. You can track my abilities down here, and I'll try and think out loud. Just gonna wait for the tank to gather. I'm gonna slappy hands. I'll drop a defile, dark transformation, unholy assault, trinket, pot, stuff like that. We got a nice early blood beast, so just gonna spam some epidemics, try and get as much shadow damage out as possible. I got aggro on everything. I'm just gonna pop some personals. I got another blood beast, which is pretty nice and lucky. Just kind of spamming shadow damage here, trying to get as much out as possible. Switching to death coils now because everything is dead. And there we go. We got pretty lucky there with our blood beast. But basically, what you want to do in your DT is just start spamming vampiric strikes to try and get a blood beast. And then once you get your blood beast out, still spam vampiric strikes for your blood queen buff, and then also, you know, making sure that you just kind of get as much damage out as possible while the blood beast is out. So DT, spamming vampiric strikes here, using death coils. We'll put a new defile down for the haste buff. Watching my feet here, obviously. Got a scythe, gonna use the scythe. So you still want to use your scythe and stuff in single target as well. Got a blood beast, gonna try and take advantage of it. One thing you can do here to avoid the knockback too is use your death's advance charge. Put a new defile down. Also, I get asked a lot when we use festering strike. This is when we are single target and there is no wounds on our target. That is when we would want to use it. I could resend here, but I'm just gonna save my cooldowns. Probably could have resent, but I think maybe it will die by the time I'd get full value from it. Normally people pull like some smaller stuff onto Chewy, so this feels a little funny, but that's okay. We're really short on runes, which is not super fun. No one else wanted to send either, so I guess I technically could have sent and been okay, but that's okay. We're just kind of doing our basic single target here of putting on wounds, popping wounds, and then using Soul Reaper when he's low and outside of our DT window. Got a blood buddy right at the end, which is super unfortunate. Gonna hop on this hired muscle. Gonna wait for the tank. We're gonna slappy hands. We're gonna defile, dark transformation, unholy assault, trinket racial, and spamming vampiric strikes. Got a scythe proc, gonna use that. Waiting for some runes. Back to vampiric strike. Some runes again. Use the scythe, new defile, vampiric striking. Use my doom procs as soon as I get them. I can't seem to hit my target for whatever reason. That was really interesting. It looks like we're getting pretty unlucky. Oh, nice. We got a blood beast right at the end there. Gonna reapply my dot. Gonna use this scythe. And then vampiric strike. Try and get some more epidemics out to help the blood beast, and then now we're just down to our last muscle, so we'll put a new defile down and just defile and popping wounds and such. This is a fully pugged group, by the way, so I do not know the route or like what's being pulled with what, just to try and give you guys like the most like basic experience of like what you might experience when you're in your pugs. He's gonna grab those. I'm going to grab these just for extra pad because, like, why not, right? We're going to DT, and now Vampiric Strike. Vampiric Strike, Vampiric Strike, Vampiric Strike, Vampiric Strike. Spam some Death Coils. More Vampiric Strikes out. So I was a little late there, but there's actually some DK tech you can do on this boss. So when the boss says the line goes down smoothly, he puts down a dot on 2 random players. If you AMS before that dot, you can actually stop the dot from going on you if you are one of the targeted players. And it just helps your healer out a ton, because as you can see, this dot is ticking me for a lot. I had to pop a personal there. We're just waiting for DT to come back up, and then we'll put a new defile down. We'll pop DT. The boss is phasing here. That's why I didn't pop Unholy Assault as well. Could have saved DT potentially as well, but that's okay. Just grabbing a beer now. No one wants to sit in the purple dome with me. Alright, now that the boss is back, it is just back to our same kind of single target rotation. Everything's coming up, so we're going to drop a defile, DT, Unholy Assault, Trinket, Racial. Nice, we got a Blood Beast nice and early. Spam some Death Coils, some Vampiric Strikes. Just, Blood Beast is gone, back to Vampiric Striking. He's going to say going down smoothly here soon, just listening for that. Getting ready with my AMS. Pressing AMS. And as you can see, there's only one dot out right now. So I was able to successfully help our healer by blocking the dot. So huge help, especially as you continue to go higher in keys. You might not notice it right away, but I promise you the healer is noticing it. So second intermission, nothing crazy. Just running and grabbing the beers. We'll reapply our dot on him. So when he comes out, alright, we're going to DT. Gonna follow where the tank leaves him. We'll put a defile down. Spamming Vampiric Strikes and Death Coils now. Use the Scythe proc I just got. I didn't hear the going down smoothly because I'm like talking, unfortunately. But that's, again, something you'd want to try and pre-AMS, right? Like we said, the voice line is good. You can also read the ability bars. I've gotten pretty used to just hearing the voice line going down smoothly. Just like that. So press AMS. I was lucky enough to get one. So perfect. Only the healer has the dot, as you guys can see. So yeah, the more you can do it, the better, obviously. Boss is in a really tough spot. Put a new defile down. And then we'll just finish off this boss. Nice and simple. And there we go. That is first boss. Oh, we're going B-Wing first. Interesting. So, same thing. We've got everything. We're going to get on the Harvester. We're going to Slappy Hands, Defile, DT, Unholy Assault, Trinket Racial. We got a really early Blood Beast. That's perfect. We're going to use the Scythe, pop the wounds, spam some Epidemics, pop some more wounds. We can actually stay in this with AMS. We got knocked out by the B thing, but that's okay. We'll kick Volley. And yeah, now we are just kind of finishing off these last mobs with some Vampiric Strikes and some Death Coils. If you're in a big target situation, you can Death Coil in a... Or sorry, you can Epidemic. When you are in a smaller target, you want to use your Death Coil. So DT just came back up, so we're going to DT here, spam some Vampiric Strikes, watching our feet, obviously. Hit some Death Coils. We got a Scythe proc, and use the Scythe proc, back to Vampiric Striking. Some Death Coils. Put a new Defile down. Death Coil, or sorry, Vamp. Death Coil, put my dot back out. We do have another Scythe proc, so we're going to use that here, and then back to Vampiric Striking. See if we can get one more Blood Beast. Don't have to run out because we have AMS, so we can just stay in that swirly and pop AMS, which is super nice for uptime. And now we're just kind of single target, so we're just kind of balancing wounds on the target. Back to AoE, so now we don't really care about wounds. We did get a Scythe proc, so we're going to kind of wait till all these guys are in front of us. Drop a Defile, use the Scythe, DT, Unholy Assault. I do have to get out of this one because I don't have anything. If you do get hit by it, you can use Icebound to kind of prevent that damage, but I wouldn't suggest it. It's better to use that as a true defensive rather than a greed for extra damage. And there we go. He wants us to LOS. So we will LOS around this corner, which is funny because we do have Slappy Hands, so we don't even really need to LOS, but that's okay. It gives our cooldowns times to come back. Are these going to come around? Get on the Purveyor. DT. Spam some epidemics, just because there's a lot of mobs out right now. Some vampiric strikes to get a blood buddy. We got one. We'll use the scythe. Some more epidemics. We're going to put a defile down, pop some wounds, get some death coils out now. We're going to watch our feet. Some more vamp strikes, and then scythe, and then death coil. Sounds all very repetitive, but hopefully it's making a little bit of sense to you guys. Just finishing up these targets now. And there we go. We're going to wait to dismiss our pet because I'm not sure if we're skipping yet. Oh, we are skipping, so we're going to dismiss our pet. And we are going to jump down. We're going to follow the tank. We're going to resummon our pet. We're going to drop a defile, DT, Unholy Assault, and spamming vampiric strikes. We're going to pop a defensive because we have someone on us. We summoned a blood beast, so we're going to spam some epidemics. And then some vamp strikes. And now death coil because all the little bees died. I have to get out because I don't have anything for this. And then scythe, vampiric strike, death coil. We got another blood beast. We've been getting very lucky this key. If you guys are looking at this video like, oh my god, he gets way more blood beasts than I do. That is just the luck of the draw this key. I've been getting a lot. It is normally not always this lucky. So don't be kind of watching this and thinking like, oh my goodness, I can't play the class because I never get blood beast. There's still ways you can get a lot of damage out by just like following the same kind of rotation of like pop your wounds in AoE with defile, spam vampiric strike as much as possible, spend the right spender in the right target count. That all affects it. So DT here, we're gonna wait for these bees to come in, and then now we'll use our scythe. We used it a little too early, unfortunately. It's gonna slap your hands. And then we'll put a new defile down. Pop our wounds with vampiric strike. Nice, we got a blood buddy. So some more vampiric strikes. Spam some death coils. The boss is just out of my range to vampiric strike it right now. Reapply my dot. We need to send the bees, so I'm going to get on a bee. Someone already sent it, so now we'll just wait for these barrels. We'll send it at these two. And now we are back on the boss. We're just waiting for our cooldown here. Going to use a scythe. You can Death's Advance to negate the pushback. Alright, we have our cooldowns. We're going to DT, Unholy Assault, Trinket Racial, spam Vampiric Strikes. We'll put a new Defile down. The boss is running away from our Defile. That's really unlucky. We're just Vampiric Striking the boss. I don't have a Death's Advance. We're going to grip these bees in. We'll put a Defile down. We got to reapply our dot. We'll use the scythe. We're spending some doom procs and some death coils. We are scourge striking. We are in single target now. We'll put some wounds on. DT's about to come out off cooldown, so we'll drop a defile, and then we will DT, and now we are just vampiric striking. We are no longer caring about the wounds because we're in DT window. Use some death coils, back to vampiric. Gonna pop a personal. I accidentally popped both. Gonna try and cleave down these ads because we have a few too many bees. I wasn't doing the barrels, which is my fault as a DPS. Reapply my dot. Alright, we are in single target, so we can apply some wounds with Festering Strike. Put some more on with Festering Strike. Now we will pop them. We will put some more on. We will use our execute. I don't think we need to repop cooldown, so we will just continue to kind of pop wounds, spender, use our thing. And there we go. One more Scourge Strike, and the boss is dead. Just waiting on the tank. I guess we're Mind Sooth skipping. I wonder if he's going to pull forward. Hopefully. Yeah, it's looking like he's pulling forward, so I'm just going to put my wound on them. And then we will Defile, Slappy Hands, DT, Unholy Assault, Racial Trinket. We got 2 Doom procs right away. Gonna spend those and then back to Vampiric Striking. Vampiric Strike, Vampiric Strike, Vampiric Strike. Spend some Epidemics. Got the Scythe proc. Gonna use the Scythe proc. Put a new defile down so we can cleave. Got to use these procs. While I wait for runes, new scythe, vampiric, vampiric, vampiric. They don't have a dot on them anymore. Reapply so I can go back to spamming epidemics. Use a new scythe. I'm going to run this into the wall. Pop a personal because I couldn't get out of the way. Use a new scythe. Pop the scythes. Spend with Death Coil. And I didn't get to see for sure, but I'm not 100% sure if I got a Blood Buddy in that pack. So as you can see, like, still very solid damage, even without Blood Buddy. Alright. Just gonna finish these off. Not gonna send my cooldowns. I probably should have, considering if you ever don't send your cooldowns and you see that you have a like your Unholy Assault's about to come back off cooldown, you probably should have sent your cooldowns. That's kind of my, like, rule of thumb with it. So if you're ever like, man, should I have sent, and this comes back off cooldown without a DT window in between, just know that you made a mistake. It happens. I make them all the time. Just gonna put my dots on these guys as he runs over. I think he's trying to pull this in. He is. Okay. Gonna use my scythe before that expires. DT, Unholy Assault, and now Vampiric Strike spams. Vampiric, Vampiric, Vampiric. Got Doom procs. Gotta spend those with Epidemic. Got a new scythe. Gonna kick that. New Defile. Back to trying to summon my Blood Buddy. There we go. Just got him. Perfect. Some Epidemics. Scythe. Reapply my dot. Watch my feet. Some more some more Vamp Strikes. We have less targets now, so we're switching back to Death Coil. Gonna pop a health pot just to help my healer. And yeah, that is it. We're out of our cooldowns now, so we're just kind of like standing in our Defile, popping wounds, keeping our dot on everything. Reapply the dot, actually. We got a Scythe proc, so we're gonna use that. New DT coming up, so we're gonna DT, spam some Vampiric Strikes. And use the Death Coils. Pretty simple stuff. Scythe, Death Coil, Death Coil. New mobs are coming in, so we're going to reapply the dot. Spend some Epidemics. Get out of the way of this. Spend some more Epidemics. Some more ads. Some more Epidemics for all these new mobs that just came out. And just kind of finishing them off. I'm pooling my defiles just because, like, these are some big pulls that are coming up. If that's why you're wondering why I didn't drop them for the extra cleave damage. I think he wants us to LOS, which is unfortunate. With Slappy Hands, I think it's a little easier not to do the LOSing, but that is okay. So we're waiting. We're going to get on a target here. We're going to Slappy Hands. I'm going to defensive, Dark Transformation, Trinket Racial, Vampiric Strikes. Vampiric, 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 Vampiric. Alright, spend some Epidemics while I wait for runes. Scythe, Vampiric, Vampiric. There we go, we got a Blood Buddy. Spam some Epidemics, put a new thing down. Trying to get as much shadow damage as you can out before the Blood Buddy explodes. There we go, huge Blood Buddy for us. Gotta make sure this failed batch dies. And there we go. Nice solid pull in our cooldowns. I think we're following the tank now. I'm going to run with them. We're going to get on a target. We'll drop a Defile. We'll put our dot on them. And now we will use this Scythe proc we got. Our dot went away, so we got to re-put it on. DT window, so now we're just Vamp, 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 Vamp. Spender, Spender. We'll kick this. Vamp. There we go. We got a Blood Buddy. We'll put a new Defile down. Use some Spenders. Vampiric Strike for the damage. Scythe. Spender. Spender. There goes the Blood Buddy. We'll reapply our dot to the new mobs that just came in. We don't have a Defile buff anymore, so we'll put a new Defile down. We're using Vamp Strikes because we're still in DT window. Try and get another Blood Buddy. We didn't. All good. Reapply our dot. Use some Spenders. Watch out for the charge. Put a dot on the new Hobgoblin that just came in. Put down our Defile. Use the Scythe. DT. Unholy Assault. Use our spenders here. Put a new Defile down. Vampiric, 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 Vampiric. Use our spenders. We have a Scythe proc. We're going to use that here in a second. Scythe proc. Vampiric, Vampiric. There we go. We got a Blood Buddy. Let's go. Oh, our Druid just died again. Oh, no. And then back to just kind of spending over and over and over again. Our dot fell off, so we're going to have to reapply that, which is perfect because we have all these new mobs now. We're going to use Scythe. We're going to pop a defensive because we have ads on us. And then we will put a new Defile down to help cleave these down. We're going to use some Epidemic. We'll use another Scythe. We'll pop these wounds. We have another Scythe, which is perfect. Pop these wounds. Oh my god, we are getting so many Blood Beasts. This is, like, by far some of the luckiest I've been. We'll kill this Hobgoblin so we can pull in if we want. We're going to apply dots to all the mobs. And then now we will do some damage to them. I will drop a Defile just to try and get rid of these quickly. We do have a Scythe, so we're going to use the Scythe here in a second. Scythe, pop, pop, spend, spend. We're going to Slappy Hands, Defile, Dark Transformation. We're going to Unholy Assault as soon as that comes up. So we Unholy Assaulted now. We will Death Scythe everything in front of us. We'll put a new Defile down. Spam some Vampiric Strikes. We'll use the Scythe. Vampiric Strike. Epidemics. Vampiric Strikes. Try and get a Blood Buddy out. There we go. We got one. So now we will spend our Epidemics. We have a Scythe proc. We want to make sure we're using that. So Scythe proc. Reapply our wounds. Our Blood Buddy's about to explode. There he goes. Our dot fell off, so we have to reapply. And now Spender with Vampiric. And now we just finish off these last few mobs with the damage we have left. We're going to pop AMS just in case this barrel goes out. But it didn't. Perfect. And now we are on to boss. And boom. Drop a Dark Transformation, spamming Vampiric Strikes, spamming some Death Coils because we're in single target, and back to Death Strikes. Vamp Strike, Vamp Strike, Vamp Strike. Watching our feet, obviously. We don't want to get hit. Here's a good time to pop a defensive just in case you get hit. And we're going to stay on the boss just for a few seconds. We'll drop a Defile, and we'll pull the mobs in. We'll put some dots on them, and we will try and get some good damage out on them. We're going to just dot that one up. We will leave it to the range because I just can't get to it. We're back on boss now. We are going to DT, Unholy Assault, Vampiric Strike, spam. As many as you can get out. Get your Blood Queen buff. Get your Blood Beast out. We got a Scythe. We're going to use that. We're going to Death Coil. We're going to Death Coil. Vampiric Strike. Vampiric Strike. And alright, ads are coming back up. So now we go back to ads. Put a dot on them. We're Death Coiling them. We're switching to the new ones that just came up. We're going to Slappy Hands, bring them all close to us. We'll put a new Defile down for them. Reapply our dot, of course. And we're just trying to finish these guys off. And we're back on boss. And popping wounds on the boss using whatever. We got a new DT, so we're going to pop DT. Trinket and Racial because they are up. And away we go. Oops, I shouldn't have used Festering Strike there. That was a mistake. Alright, new ads are out, so we are going back to the ads. We are going to pop AMS just in case we get hit. It is hard to see in our Defile. Oh, the boss did get one. We should be okay, though. We're going to pop a health pock to help our healer. We just need to get these ads down. No one's helping me with the ads, which is like super unfortunate. It is kind of making it hard to get the damage we need on the boss and the ads. All right, we're back on boss. DT, Unholy Assault, Vampiric Strike spamming, Death Coil spamming, Vampiric Strike spamming, Death Coil spamming. Nice. We got a Blood Beast. Vampiric. Death Coil. Vampiric. That's pretty much all it is to it. Alright, we are making sure that we are going to switch to the ads here in just a second. We're going to drop a Defile, put a dot on them, and now we are doing all the damage we can to these mobs. Trying to make sure we get them all. And there we go. And now we are back to the boss. We got to reapply our dots on them. We are going to put some wounds on them. We are going to save DT. I guess this is the last boss. Normally I'm used to doing this swing first. So I guess I didn't need to 100% save DT, but that is okay. Alright, and now we are taking the bees up to the BEO herself. So we will hop on Skull. We are going to put a Defile down, a DT, Trinket Racial, spam Vampiric Strikes, watching our feet obviously. Using Death Coil because the damage we do to one of them is the only one that's important. Obviously, like, I have a bit of pad in our kit, so, like, nothing really changes. You just don't want to be pressing Epidemic. That would be super troll. We're going to hop on X here because it's the only one that's marked. We're going to use Scythe still. Everything pretty much stays the same for these packs because, like, obviously, that's where our damage is. And the Blood Beast will explode for more if, like, we do more damage. So it will help our single target as well. So just Vampiric Striking. If you wanted to, too, outside of your DT window, you could technically apply wounds and stuff to your target. If you wanted to try and, like, maximize your pure single target damage, I don't think that would be a bad thing whatsoever. We're going to put a new Defile down here. And we're just kind of finishing him off with some Vamp Strikes. Reapply our dot, obviously. Alright, now we are outside, so now we are using Festering Strike. Popping the wounds, using our Doom procs. Festering Strike. We still put Defile down, even in single target. Haste buff puts wounds on our target. Overall, great. We're not going to pop Dark Transformation. We will use our Execute Soul Reaper, however. Put some more wounds on the target. Put a new dot on the target. And we are just rune starved. But hey, we got it done. Alright, now on to the final boss. Similar to the first boss, there is a dot we can AMS on this one, which is super, super helpful. So we're going to Defile, DT, Unholy Assault, spam Vampiric Strikes. We're going to Trinket Racial to help our damage. We're going to use our Scythe. And back to Vampiric Striking. We are going to watch our feet. We got to be really careful here. So if you get one of these circles that are on the other DPS right now on us, we can actually AMS the dot that comes with it. We are going to watch our feet. We don't want to get hit by anything. We are still trying to Vampiric Strike, Death Coil, stuff like that. We are outside of our DT window, so now we can apply wounds with Festering Strike. We are watching the frontal. We are watching our feet. Alright, we are going into the OE phase. Sorry about the alarm. I think I snoozed it. I apologize. We're going to DT, Defile, spam Vampiric Strikes. Watching our feet, obviously. We do not want to get hit. Spamming Vampiric Strikes. Watching our feet. Put a new Defile down. And back to spamming Vampiric Strikes. We're going to use this Scythe proc we just got. We're going to reapply our dot. We are outside of our DT window now, so now we can put on wounds manually. We did not get the circle again, right after I talked about the dot that you can, you know, prevent yourself from getting. We are watching our feet. We're going to pop a personal here because we just popped a lot of barrels. We got to watch our feet. The boss is really far away, unfortunately. So this is the dot I was talking about. So I'm going to AMS it. And as you can see, the mage has a big dot on him, but I do not. So another way you can really, really help your healers. Watching our feet, we are going to DT, Unholy Assault, spam Vampiric Strikes. We're going to pop a defensive just to help the healer. And now we are just spamming. We're going to use that scythe once we are out of wounds on the target, so use the scythe now. Watching our feet, there's one coming through boss. Vampiric striking, death coiling, and rinse and repeat. So now we will manually apply. We are going to put a new defile down. We are going to watch our feet because this one's pretty close. We're going to reapply our dot. We're going to reapply wounds. We're going to death coil. We are going to use Soul Reaper because we are single target outside of DT window and in the execute phase. We are watching our feet once more. I do not have a defensive to pop. If things get really scary, I can pop AMS, but we are going to save that. DT, Trinket Racial. Spamming Vampiric Strikes. Perfect. We did get a blood buddy. We're watching our feet. There's 2 coming right through boss. So we're actually going to stand right here. And we will put a new defile down. Spamming Vampiric Strikes still. We are not using Soul Reaper anymore because we are in DT. When DT is over, like right now, we can switch to it. And we can manually apply our dot. We can reapply wounds. And there we go. That is Cinderbrew Meadery. Not sand in the frontal. That would be funny to die right at the end. But there we go. That is a Cinderbrew 12 voiced over. So hopefully it helped. Please note, I did get pretty lucky in this key. I did get a lot of Blood Beasts. I did do a lot to maximize my Blood Beast, so if you guys want to take a look at what I was doing to maximize my Blood Beast, that I would suggest. If your Blood Beast, if your Blood is Life isn't the top damage, I wouldn't be like super concerned about it. But did get lucky. This pulls, luck like this and pulls where you see like big chains together, which we didn't really have in this key. Like, sure, they were quote unquote big pulls, but pulls where they're super massive and constant, that's where you'll see like close to the 5 mil. I think my personal best in here is 4.8 mil. So yeah, and with even less luck with the Blood Buddy. So you can still do a lot of damage, but it's just kind of dependent on pull size. But if you focus on your vamp strikes, if you focus on staying in defile, if you focus on spending at the right target count, you will do a lot of damage. So to reiterate, in DT window, you want to spam Vampiric Strike as much as possible. Once a Blood Buddy comes out, you want to do as much shadow damage as possible. So that depends on target size. Is that popping wounds with your 7 target cleave and defile, or is that spamming Epidemic? Depends on the pull size. And then when you don't have a Blood Buddy, you just want to be vamp striking to get one out. And then obviously you want to be using your scythe so that it hits as many targets as possible. Because as you can see, Bursting Swords was right here on my damage. Epidemic was up here for me spamming it a lot. Vampiric Strikes, right? So big damage throughout the key. But anyways, that is all for this one. Hopefully it helps you out. And I appreciate you guys for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.